So just an awareness that she could enter. So as you find your standing, we just take a few breaths in the nose, out the mouth, feeling your feet. We just had the full moon pass, so just being aware of our connection to our physical body, our body in space, your feet touching the mat. Sometimes even having a visual of growing the roots off your feet into the earth. And take a few more rounds of breath. You might even be guided to place both hands on the belly. Sometimes the arms just want to stay by the side. And then sometimes the hands want to have a little bit different attention, one on the heart, one on the abdomen. Notice when you're standing and you're breathing here, when the breath is ready to transition in and out of the nose. Can you feel your whole body breathing through belly, rib cage, little lift of the chest as you expand to receive the inhalation. And as you exhale, the body gently gathers in, the chest softens, the ribs gather, the belly deflates. Feel if the knees need to gently bend a little bit more to drop into the feet. And re-examining the connection of all the toes. So there's some of the toes that maybe are resisting reaching towards the floor. Feel the relationship of weight on your heels. As we press down through our feet, I've been talking about the feeling of how the pubic bone in the lower belly reaches up as the sit bones reach down. I just want to bring in also an empowering breath that we've used before, that SH breath, just to feel the ribs gather together. So if you want to, you could take an inhale, and as you exhale, that SH sound. And just play with that if you choose. 2 more times, noticing that the sit bones do reach down and the lower belly draws in and up, and the ribs gather when we use that sound. It's very empowering in our energy center, which is above the belly button in this upper area below the ribs. It's called our solar plexus center, connected to our personal power and our self-confidence. Also, our self-worth of valuing ourselves. So noticing any boundaries we create for self so that we can manage how much energy we're giving out and how much we're offering to self. If you had your hands touching the body, slowly releasing them. And some of us have already been foot rolling, but we're going to do it as a group. So we're going to check in which foot wants to start and pressing the other foot down, so all the toes. And as the opposite heel lifts, try to watch that we're not dropping one hip. So you might feel that SH breath that was pulled to come back in today. Coming in as you press down and then pulling up as if you have a string on the top of your head, drawing energy up. As your foot and leg maybe levitate and then come down to roll on the ball, the dowel, whatever you have. And just checking in where you're being guided through the whole foot. Through the heel, the inner arch, and you might pause and roll a little bit more to the outside of the foot, the inner arch side, big toe. And then coming up underneath that upper arch at the base of the toes. You might even go into the pads of the toes. And just noticing when the body maybe just wants to pause on that foot, add a little bit of weight or a little bit of twisting. And you might even take a pause when you're completed one side. We're all going to be at different timings, so just take your time. And then you're going to connect to your standing foot and allow your other foot to lift. Try to keep the hips level, so not dropping or hiking one hip up. Feeling the down and that pulling up out of the crown of the head as we then roll onto the second foot when it arrives for you. And as we come into the second side, I'm just going to go lock the door now just to create our container. Check in with your breath again. Remember, if there's something that's arising and you no longer want to hold it, you can allow it to release out that exhalation out the mouth. You can also do a pursed lip breath. And sometimes when I want to release something that maybe I don't want to hold in body, maybe a thought, an emotion, a feeling, or a sensation, you might even turn your head just gently to the side and do a little pursed lip breath where you blow it over and off the shoulder. And then you can inhale into center, and then you can do it again. Exhale over the other shoulder. This is a exploration in the body to purge what's no longer needed. I'm just going to go through and then feeling when you might have paused, and you might just pause if you have a ball and wrapping the toes around the ball, hold that for about 5 to 6 breaths, do the other foot. You might even pump on the heel. If you do have a dowel, you can even stand on it, how we do, and just take a moment. Some of you, if you choose to come into a forward fold, you can. As you inhale, you feel the spine elongate up. As you exhale, you bend the knees, root down, bring the pelvis forward, let the spine follow. You can pause at a right angle with the head, the heart, the torso, the hips in a line. And even let the arms dangle. If you want a little bit more support, forearms on the thighs. Some of you may want to round a little bit more through the spine to come down into your forward fold. When you're ready, checking in that you feel your feet before coming up, just staying nice and grounded and rooted as you root down through the feet. Some of you may feel, oh, I want to float my arms up. And I come up and release them down. Good. We'll remove the ball or the dowel just off to the side. Just come in and do a few swinging twists just to release. So bending the knees and swinging the arms, maybe the feet stay on the ground. Sometimes the opposite heels comes off. If you're swinging to the right, you might find your left heel comes off the mat. Notice your breath again. At times it will be in the nose and out the mouth, and at times it will be in and out of the nose. Just that invitation to let go. And as you slow it down, I'm going to just once again angle the feet so they're hip width apart. We're going to do a little bit of lateral stretch. So you might find as you root down, you can just start with the right arm, just letting the right arm come up, and then check in with your shoulders. You drop it down into the bottom of the socket. If your arm doesn't want to be here, just touch the hand to the shoulder. Then you can inhale, lengthen up through the side body. So think of lengthening up through your waist first, and then coming over. So if your arm is extended, the palm faces down. And then we're going to inhale, coming up, and then lifting up from the left side of the waist. When you're ready, exhale over. Feel the feet rooting down in opposition. And then you're just going to flow at your timing. Inhale, feel the length come all the way up through the side. Trying not to twist at all, just staying nice and even. Good. Just check in. Do I want to go one more time to each side? Do I want to pause? Let's do some shoulder rolls together. So we'll start going backwards as we inhale, draw the shoulders up to our ears, roll them back. Exhale, you might let that out the mouth, bend the knees. Inhale, feel a squeeze. Exhale, let go. Feel that inhalation, feel the ears come up to the shoulder, and then exhale, let that go. 2 to 3 more times, your timing here. Good. Whenever you feel ready, you're going to switch directions and you're going to go the opposite way. You might come forward. If you're going another direction, just go the opposite way. Go at a slow pace if that's what your body and mind would like. Keep pressing into your feet each time the shoulders rise up towards the ears. Good. And once that's complete, we're just going to do that shrugging as we inhale, squeezing and holding the shoulders up. And then when you're ready, just exhale, let them go. Press through the feet, inhale, draw them up again, squeeze. Let them go when you're ready. One more time. Good. We're going to do that slow deflate this time. So we inhale, draw it up. And then as you slowly lower the shoulders, do a pursed-lip breath out the mouth. Okay, we're going to try that again. Press through the feet to let the shoulders rise up. Inhale, pursed-lip breath, slowly let go. And if you want, one more time. Just take a moment to pause and notice how you feel. Feel your feet, feel your body, feel your breath. The body might do a few movements that feel very particular for you. Okay, so wanted to come back in today to do a little bit of standing fascia release. So if you haven't grabbed an inflated slow-mo ball, they are in the black bag. And then we're going to locate a wall. Perfect. Yes, Angela. Are you going to grab a wall? Yeah. You can go over there. You can go up here if you want as well. Yep. Perfect. Awesome. Your balls. Mine was running across the room too, Donna. Okay, great. And just know, Anna, if you move a little bit to your right, you won't hit the light switch. Yes, right there. Yeah. Or wait. Yes, I was thinking when you're, yeah, that way. Yeah. I was thinking, wait a sec. I was orientating a certain way and I realized I didn't offer that dialogue to you. So yeah. I was thinking of when you had your back to the wall. Okay, so you're going to take your slow-mo ball and you're going to bring it behind you. So we're going to do a few squatting first. So you're going to have the ball around, just around the rib cage, the bottom of the ribs, so where you move from the upper back into the lower back. And you're going to walk your feet away. So I always like to move my mat away because I've taken a lot of the stick off my mat. So sometimes I notice yeah, and if you have socks, that's always a good one to take out. So have the feet hip width apart. Okay, notice that connection of that SH breath, or the sit bones lifting, reaching down, the pubic bone reaching up, so that. And we're going to come down into a squat, and then you're going to check, how are you finding your tracking? So where the knees going over the second and the third toe, watch if one knee is coming in, keeping the pelvis so it's stacked underneath the shoulders. And then you're going to press down through the feet to rise you up. So we're just energizing the legs. There we go. Yeah, good. And some of you might even find that you want to slow it down, or maybe you pause at the bottom for a few breaths. Feeling if some of the toes aren't connected into the ground. Good. Just feel that for a few more rounds. And then start to just ask the body, oh, where do you want a little bit more fascia release? So it might be you adjust the ball. I was pulled to my lower back. So I'm just swaying through my lower back from left to right. You might be up in your shoulders. Might even come a little bit lower. Remember, you can start to roll too as you come a little bit lower into the side of the hips. This is a really good time to allow yourself to let go of what's no longer needed. Maybe the exhalation out the mouth. Good. So we did this a couple weeks ago. So it was just being pulled back in again. Sometimes when we've gone through periods of stress, the fascia expresses that stress by maybe holding or condensing, or we feel a little bit more of a locking of the mind in a repetitive thought. And so this manifests after we've experienced stress anywhere from 2 to 3 days afterwards. So they've done a lot of research on it. So it's quite fascinating to notice that. And I talked about how 40%, I find this a really interesting statistic, 40% of our sympathetic nerves, which are our fight or flight, right? Activity nerves, they're closest to the surface of the skin. So when we get stress or, right, that comes up, we feel tighter, right? Closer to the surface of the skin because of the nerve endings being very close there. And when we're a little bit more relaxed, the outer skin is quiet and we have a little bit more of an awareness of what's happening on the inside of the body. So that's our inner awareness. I also want to bring in the releasing of the heart, the upper sternum if you choose. You can put it across the sternum and the chest and just flow from left to right. You might have one shoulder that's having a little bit more of an expressing today. So I've been playing going down the bicep a little bit more. So I'm just demonstrating that just on one side. I'll do it on the other side in case it's hard to see. And at any time you can move to a different ball if you want. So your body might go, no, I'm enjoying this limo ball. I want to stay with this limo ball. If you want to move to a pink ball, if you have a spiky ball, whatever it is for you. Just remember, if you use a ball that's a little bit more in isolation, whereas the pink ball or the spiky ball, you would want to pause first, exhale, and just start very soft in your movements. Yeah. Good. So I have been exploring even putting the ball, we've done this on the floor before, but putting the ball against the wall if you're wanting to go a little bit deeper on the chest. So I'll show this online too. So going across and facing the wall. If you're getting a lot of sensitivity, then just back off. Go softer, go slower. Feel how maybe the body is saying, oh, be in a gentle rolling. Good. We'll be here for a couple more minutes. Use your breath. You might even find a spot. I just located a spot. My body went, oh, stop, don't move, just hold it. Okay, and so when you find that, just pause and feel your breath, and you just slowly start to lean into it. And the body will start to unwind. Having breaths out the mouth is really helpful to let go. I always remember one of my teachers, Linda Lack, she always says to me, letting go is a learned response, so we need to practice it. And I think that's so true, isn't it? Some things are kind of innate, but letting go, we need to practice letting go. I really just wanted to come back into the fascia again after the full moon. I'm just checking in for this last minute, what needs to just be tended to complete the practice. Okay, so taking a few more breaths, just allowing that to complete, and then just feeling a pause. You might just pause, just resting against the wall or away, and just checking in to see how you feel after the ball rolling, the slow-mo ball, the fascia work. And this connects into our nervous system. So it has a direct relationship to how the nervous system is maybe processing, how it's holding on, how it's letting go, how it's rebalancing back into homeostasis. Okay, we're going to do two other things that we did last week, and they do include the block. So the 4-inch block, which is on your highest height. And we're going to repeat eagle pose that we did against the wall. So we're going to have our block by our right foot about a half a foot away and a little bit maybe in line with the toes. So not directly beside, but maybe the bottom of the block that you're identified as the back edge, kind of lined up with the toes. We're going to come down into our squat again. So this means our pelvis is going to press back into the wall. We're going to feel our right foot pressing down, and we're going to cross the left foot over. So we're going to do that in a moment. We're going to start with the arms. So we're going to do opposite arm to opposite leg. So we're going to cross right arm on top. So palms are down, folding either below the elbows, holding, or above the elbows and holding. Relax the shoulders. Good. Take a few breaths. Feel the head come back a little bit. It doesn't need to touch the wall. Just feel that awareness. And then some of you might even start to lift the forearms up. Some of you will be able to touch. My right shoulder is a little bit tighter today. So now feel the right foot becoming a little bit stronger as it presses into the floor. Press your back into the floor. So the back of the pelvis. Let the left leg become light. Come up and cross over so you can touch the toes onto the block, and your standing leg, which is the right, is bent. So you are in a squat. Some of you might not even need the block, and you can hug your thighs together. Good. Yes, good. Yeah, that gave a sign that you don't need it. Yeah, your body's like, need that. We're going to get rid of that. Whether you wanted to or not, Megan, that's what happened. Yeah, okay, good. No, I thought it was perfect. So feel your breath. Okay, we're going to slowly take another breath or two, and then you're going to uncross that left leg to bring it back onto the floor. Uncross the arms, reach them up. You might even come up a little bit as you exhale down. And then if you thought, oh yeah, I do want to use the block on the other side. If you don't even bother bringing it over. You're going to come back into your squat. Take an exhale, ground, arms are up. You're gonna feel left over right. So either below the elbows, above, start with the hands on the shoulders. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. And then see if the forearms want to come up. Spread the front of the collarbones, widen across the collarbones. Feel that left foot become stronger, pressing the back into the wall. Good, yeah, nice tracking. Good, did I forget to cue that over? Sorry, Donna, if I forgot to say move the block over. Breathe. Feel your heels pressing just as much as your toes. When you're ready, you're going to come out, release the legs, release the arms, come up, sweep them up, come down, shake it out. Good, we're going to move back onto our mat and we're going to release now with our final standing pose. This was revolving triangle. So some of you may use the block. It's in between your feet. You may be on the highest height. And some of you, if you're a little bit more flexible, maybe even go on the lower height. Then there's the bottom height. So there's 3 levels. Your feet are starting 3 or 3.5 to 4 feet apart. Outer edge of the feet are a little bit more parallel with the top and bottom of your mat. So your heels are coming out a tiny bit. Good. Yes, you got it. Okay, so exhale. Feel yourself ground. So we're starting with that benchmark of just grounding today. As we inhale, arms float up below the height of the shoulders. Okay, as we exhale, we're going to bend forward, coming from the pelvis, bringing the right hand onto the block. Left hand, you can put the back of your hand on your lower back. Now we're going to turn from our right side of our chest. So as we exhale, bend the knees a little bit. Feel your toes have just as much weight as your heels. The tendency will be heel heavy. Now, the next time you exhale, feel the right side of your chest open up to the left, your heart, and then the left side of the chest. Remember, we talked about how the pelvis can lower on the right side if it needs to. Gaze can be down at the hand, straight ahead or up. And then when you're ready, you're going to pivot. So you're going to bring your heart back to face the floor. The left hand will release from the lower back, come onto the block. Inhale as you exhale, right hand on your lower back. Turning to the right, to the left side of the chest, the heart, the right shoulder. And you're going to let this flow for you at your timing, switching sides. Those of you that want to go on a little bit farther, instead of the hand coming onto your lower back as you open up, you want to start with your palm facing the block. So if the right hand's on the block, the left hand, the palm of the hand is facing the block. And then as you exhale and open up, your palm will face over to the wall to the left side. And you're going to flow at your timing from left to right. Any strain in the neck, look a little bit more down. Beautiful. You might even feel, I can feel the shoulder blade squeezing, especially of the arm that's coming up. This is a great releaser around the lungs and in between the shoulder blades. Hey, when the body says, I need a rest, you can just rest in the highest height with the hand, lower forearms. Some of you might even want to come a little bit more. My body's allowing me today to let my forehead come onto the block. You keep flowing in revolving triangle for as long as you want. Keep in contact with your toes. Good. You got it, Donna. I could feel we looked at each other at the exact same time. Yeah, I could feel my intuition was saying, check in with Donna. Okay, so when you're ready, you're gonna come up slightly by pressing through the feet, just a little bit, just halfway. You're gonna move the block a little bit out of the way. Now you're gonna ask yourself, which foot are you gonna flow to? So if your right foot is pointing into the center of the studio, you're gonna flow to your right foot. If it's your left foot, you're gonna flow there. I'm gonna go to my right, so you're gonna walk your hands over towards the right side. You're gonna pivot that foot, the toes, to point to the upper part of your mat, and the hands come on either side of the feet. And you're going to pivot on the back foot, so your toes also face forward. And then you're going to step back, flatten the hands, downward dog. Feel the shoulders release away from your ears. Press the whole palm of the hand into the floor. If you don't want to be here long, go into child's pose right away, but some of you might want to bend one knee, release the opposite heel to the floor, walking out the downward dog. Good. Inviting in child's pose when it feels right. You might widen the knees, sink the hips back first, only to a place that the knees feel comfortable. They can stay high. Allow your head to come down. Maybe your forehead touches the ground, or you might stack your hands on top of one another to release the forehead onto your hands. Just going to take a moment, if you choose, just to pause, become heavy there, and gently roll your forehead just from right to left. Releasing any holding in the thoughts of the mind into the earth. Okay, and then if your body chooses, it might want to reach the arms over to one side just to give a little bit more of a lateral release. If your body does not want to go into that, you can also shift your arm position down by your side, palms up. You can also bring the palms of the hands together and lift the forearms up off the mat, bringing the hands towards the back of the neck. If you're going to one side, you guide yourself as you inhale through center to the other side when it feels right. Just pausing here for a few more breaths, just taking a little moment of check-in. Good. I'm going to create a little bit more fluidity here by just coming up, either on our hands and knees or elbows and knees. So if your wrists are not feeling like they want to be on the hands, then you have your elbows shoulder width apart, stacked underneath your shoulders, knees under the hips, or you're on the palm of the hand. Little bend of the elbow. Okay, so as you exhale, you're going to push the floor away as you round your back up, starting through the sit bones, down, lower back, middle back, neck releases, head lowers down. Then start from the sit bones, reaching them up, inhalation, belly expands, heart opens, the throat gently looking forward, draw the shoulders down away from your ears. Starting at the base of the spine again as you exhale, feel the spinal wave trickle up the spine. So as you start at the sit bones, the pelvis, round up through the back. Head's the last to go. Feel if you can sense each vertebra going into the flexion and the extension. Remember, you can do this seated. Take a pause. You're going to shift over onto one hip and just come forward. Shake the legs out. We're going to find a ball, a pink ball, spiky ball, doesn't matter. You can be sitting forward. You can cross the legs. You can be kneeling, whatever works for you. You can just take the palms of the hands and just give them a little release. Rolling the ball around in the palm of the hands. Going up through the fingers. Through the thumb. Good. Taking a few more breaths, just releasing the hands. We do so much grasping in life. And we are going to go into the forearms because it's being called in today. So one of the things that's easy to do in the forearms is you can swing the legs around. And you can be in a semi-upright position, just letting the hand press the floor and rolling. Some of you might even feel, oh, I want to come down a little bit more and rest the head on the arm or block and roll here in the side body. So you choose what feels good for you. And just doing the underside of the forearm. This is where our flexor muscles are. So any grasping that we do with the hand, try to let your hand be really quiet. So it's just kind of rolling around and sweeping across the floor. So you're not hovering your hand away from the mat or the ground, or you're in the studio, you have cork floors. So you're just letting the hand just be quiet. Yeah, there you go. It depends on the size of the ball too. And then to do the back side of the arm, you do have to come up a little bit. And to do that one, so you're going to have palm up. And these are the extensor muscles. So some of us, if we work on the computer, which a lot of us do, we might find some areas closest to the wrist. Yeah. To the elbow. I feel it on mine. Yeah. You're like, whoo, and yet you can sit up and do it. Yeah. In a seated position as well. Okay, so come back to your breath. We've been talking about letting go a little bit more today. And before you transition to the other side, just pause on the side that you've done. Just feel the difference. And then your body might go, oh, wait a sec, I feel like there's something in the bicep or the tricep. So just stay on one arm. And if that's the case, you might even sit up and just do a little bit of a release through this area. And then pause again. Just focusing a little bit more on the fascia today. Remember, be kind, be soft, be gentle as you approach. Yeah. So we're each going to have our own little patterns of healing that we need to do, and places where the body holds. that exhale out the mouth, you can bring in the power of intention, of letting go anything that's holding in the body that you no longer wish to carry. If you take that pause, even about 10 to 20 seconds before you switch sides, you can also sit and do the forearm on the thigh. You can do the forearm, the back of the forearm here. You can also use your hand. So just checking in, what does your body need? I'm going to switch sides and come down onto my side. It's been a bit since we've really focused on the full arm, chest. It was being called in today for us to just take a little bit more time here. The arms connect to our lungs, they connect to our heart, to our sense of prana, energy, and breath. And sometimes in this line of connection, energetically, muscles, fascia, there might be a little bit of holding that maybe inhibits the free flow of energy. If your body says once it's complete with the arms, that when you roll down, and if you never got the chest at all in your hands, wish to hold the ball, the right hand holding the ball, massaging the left side of the front of the chest, and then the left hand holding the ball, massaging the right side of the chest. You can do it in whichever order. Just take your time. I'm just going to land here. Once you land on the floor and you're doing the massaging, see if your head requests a block underneath it. So I've just put a chip foam block behind my head. You're just going to hear me walking through the studio. I just realized I forgot my strap. Yeah, I can. Maybe it's there. That's hiding. Good. Just let me know if anyone else doesn't have a strap. I realized I forgot to put one on my mat. Okay, so you're just going to take the next half a minute or so to let go of that and then just pause with the arms out to the side. Palms are up. Exhale out the mouth. That feels right for you. Feel how your body is imprinting on the floor as you are right now. Allow the heaviness to keep unfolding over the next few breaths. So an arm flow that we haven't done in a bit has been called back in to help process the ball rolling. And I want you to just roll on your side body. I'm going to be rolling on my left so that my right arm is on top, but you can also go the opposite direction. And you do want to have a little support behind the head, under the head. So if you have a shoulder injury, use your bolster. It's a little bit higher. If you want, my body's just asking for a chip foam block. The bottom arm can be straight, it can be wrapped around. And so the knees are stacked on top of one another. Just adjusting my mic. So some of you know this one, and some of you might just want to watch. So the right hand or the top arm, whatever it is going to flow. So it's flying over the top of the head, reaching the fingers out, pausing here, gathering the ribs. You might find that SH breath here as you reach the sit bones down. And then the whole arm opens up. So the bicep, the forearm, the palm of the hand open up. And you're going to keep rolling forward. You're going to want to roll back, but keep rolling forward and let the arm just gently fly behind you. Whatever height it chooses, try to keep the palm of the hand facing up. And just before you come to the hips, you're going to turn your arm down, palm faces down, pass over the hips, come forward. You're going to do this motion overhead again. You might even pause here to get connected through the ribs and SH breath, reaching the sit bones down up through the top of the head. Then the whole arm opens up. Palm of the hand, underside of the arm faces up. Keep rolling forward as the arm comes behind you. Beautiful. Just before you come to the pelvis, palm turns down, sweeps in front. Once you've done a few times on that side, you're going to pause and you're going to go the opposite direction. So you're going to take the same arm and you're going to go down. And when you pass the hips, then you're going to open the arm, turn the arm up, fly it behind you. Before you come to the skull, you're going to turn the palm down. Reach when you come parallel with the skull. Reach down through your sit bones, up through the arm. Fly in front. Pass the hips before you turn the arm up. Palm faces up, flies behind you. Palm down as you come just before the skull, drop the shoulder down, and then check in. Do you want one more? Rest when you need to. Yeah, good. You're going to switch over to the other side. There's no rush. I'm going to stay facing you just so I can keep this connection of awareness with you. Letting the knees stack, lining them up. Checking how the shoulder feels. More height under the head will put less compression on the bottom shoulder. The top arm, as you exhale, is the one that's going to be traveling. Feeling connected, gathering through the ribs, reaching the sit bones down towards your feet, up through the crown of the head gently, that SH breath if you choose. The palm goes overhead, you pause, and you open the whole arm. Keep rolling forward as the arm goes back. You might even roll towards your temple, forward on the skull. A little bit of a spiral here that's happening. Keep your ribs connected. Keep reaching down through the sit bones. Remember, before you come to the pelvis is when the palm turns down. Yeah, good. Do as many as you want in that direction. I'm just finishing my last one here. And then when you're ready, you're going to go the opposite direction. The arm goes down. As you pass your hips, that's when you open up the arm, the palm of the hand. Keep rolling forward. And then the palm of the hand and the arm turns down. As you come towards the skull, you'll feel it when it feels ready. And find a rhythm that really speaks for you. And then when it feels complete, just pause. You can roll back onto your back if you want. Take a few breaths. I'll just wait for everyone to take their time to release. You might feel after that, oh, I want to just draw the legs up into the chest or give them a hug. We're going to end with leg stretches today. So we do have our strap. So we're going to start with the left leg. So we're just going to put some support by the right hip. So you might have a 4-inch block. You might have the inflated ball. Okay, the strap, you just open it up, bring that left leg, put it in the strap. Little bend of the knees, slide the hands down, elbows drop to the floor. Take an exhale, feel anchored there in your body, little circles through the whole leg in one direction. 3 to 5 in one, 3 to 5 in the other. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to pause, feel the connection of the right foot on the mat, heavy pelvis, little bend of the knee, soften the hands a little bit. And as you push the foot into the strap, you're going to lower the leg down. And your heel is going to come just above the floor. You don't need to touch. And you can pull up. You can use that SH breath to stay connected here, to allow the leg to float up. And do one or two more on this leg, just allowing the fascia and swinging gait here to hydrate before we go into holding and our hip release. So the next time the leg comes up, you're going to grab hold of the strap with your right hand. You're going to inhale, you're going to exhale, and you're going to roll over to your right side. So if you don't want to go all the way to the floor, you can support that bottom leg with your inflated slow-mo ball and bring the left leg over and across. You can also take your your block on top of the bottom thigh, which is your right, and the left leg can go over top. Some of you might want to come all the way to the floor. Some of you might just want to support the knee. And you might bring the opposite arm, which is the left, out in a T position. If that's too deep of a stretch, you can bring the left hand to just palms down, touching the rib cage. Feel a little reaching through the left heel. Pull that left thigh bone back so that you're pulling the ball of the thigh bone into the hip socket. So there's a reaching out, but there's also a drawing back. And when you have that opposition, you'll feel your lower belly pull in, your ribs gather, your sit bones reach to the bottom of your mat, and your hand that's holding the strap will become quiet. It might even let it go. Gaze can be up and turn towards your extended leg, which is the left, or to the opposition, turn towards your extended leg to the right side, or turn your head the other way to the left. 1 to 2 more breaths here. If you have a block on top of the lower thigh, you're going to pull that out first as you grab hold back of the strap, come up with that left leg. You are going to sneak your right foot in. We are widening that into baby pose with the knees very bent here. Just wipering from left to right. Some of you can let go of the strap and hold your ankles or your feet if you choose. I'm going to stay with the strap today as a visual. And once you feel ready, pull down on the strap. Sneak your left foot out. Right foot is in the strap. And you're going to move any of your props that you needed over to your left hip before you start. Okay, slide the hands down the strap, elbows on the floor, shoulders relaxed and heavy. Take a breath, let it out. Circle the leg 3 to 5 times in one direction, 3 to 5 times in the other. Just repeating the sequence on the other side. A lot of you know this one. It's a really standard sequence that we do. Once you finish the second rotation on the opposite side, you're going to pause. Feel your left foot pressing into the floor, hips heavy, little bend in the knees, soft hands on the strap, lowering the leg down, hovering above the floor, and bringing it up using that SH breath if you choose. Noticing this empowering breath. We do 1 or 2 more rounds. And then checking in the next time the leg comes up, you can grab hold of the strap with the left hand, seeing what support that lower leg needs. Does it need more support towards the hip, less support out towards the knee? Bringing that right leg over. You might use the block on top of the left leg, letting the right thigh rest on top of it. Keep reaching out through the right heel, but also pulling the thigh bone back. So the ball of the thigh bone is coming into the glove of the hip. So you have a balance between reaching out and drawing back in. You can feel the integrity of your inner core line of muscles engaging slightly as you relax the outer flesh. Allow yourself to feel strong inside with a softness on the outer body. Choose the arm position that works for you. When you feel ready to come out, you're judging that within yourself, coming out, releasing the props, allowing the left leg to come back into the strap, widening the feet nice and wide, bending the knees, going back into baby pose, either with the strap or without, rocking, finding that fluidity. When you're ready, coming out by pulling down on the strap, the feet will slide together. You're going to release the strap and then just check in with yourself. Something that you need to end your practice. Is it a little twist on the floor? Do you feel like you want to just bring the knees up? Do you just want to pause? And how do you want to pause? Do you want to take the legs up the wall? Do you want to grab your bolster and pop it underneath the legs, either flat or on an angle? Do the knees want to be bent? Sometimes even rolling on the side is what's needed. Maybe an extra layer. Good. Once you come to your place of pause, take an exhalation out the mouth. Find that letting go. And that might flow in a couple times. Noticing how the body feels over the next few breaths. Slowly letting the breath find its own rhythm in and out of the nose when it feels ready. Take some time here just to be as you are. Your breath is breathing you now. It's a piece that came in to want to be shared today by John O'Donohue. And I will share it with you. with the recording if it resonates with you. So at times we've all felt a little tired, or we've extended ourselves a little bit too far at times. And this is a piece about coming back home to yourself. You have traveled too fast over false ground. Now your soul has come to take you back. Take refuge in your senses. Open up the small miracles you've rushed through. Become inclined to watch the way of rain when it falls slow and free. Imitate the habit of twilight, taking time to open to the well of color. The well of color that fostered the brightness of the day. Draw alongside the silence of stone until its calmness can claim you. Be excessively gentle with yourself. Be excessively gentle with yourself. Create a couple minutes of silence for us. As you feel the presence of your breath breathing you through inhale and exhale, to allow your awareness to float and ride the wave of your breath. Take some time to invite a little bit of movement to awaken and come back into that sense of grounding and befriending back into body. You'll move away from any props. Those of you that have your leg up the wall, you might just start to bend them first. Wiggle the hips away if you need to create more space before you roll over to the side. You'll use your top arm to press into the floor to guide you up to a seated, however you want to sit, whether it's cross-legged, legs are straight, kneeling. Just making sure you have enough space to move the arms out to the side. Palms of the hands face forward, fingers, back of the fingers on the floor. Now, as we align here together, whenever you're ready, just take an exhale out the mouth. Inviting in the inhalation as the arms float up, Remember, if the arms are feeling sensitive, when you get to the height of the shoulders, just turn the palms down and bring them a little bit forward. So you draw a triangle forward. The palms touch, you receive energy down the crown of the head, the skull, the heart, the torso, the pelvis. The hands come back out, touch the ground. Inhale. Sometimes the gaze or the eyes or the head want to look up. Eyes can be closed or open. Receiving down through your body one more time, so 3 times in total. And on the third time, when your palms touch, just pause your thumbs around your sternum and your heart. Feel the thumbs touch the area of your heart. This is a gesture of reverence towards our true self that connects us together. It's a reminder when we pause and we breathe. We come into our heart center, we notice that we're all interconnected. And we're never alone. Just feel your breath. Let your eyes open. Thank you for taking the time to make it here today. Good to see all of you.